Hi everyone. Hello. You might notice there is someone missing. There is someone racing home from work right now. They'll be joining us very, very soon. I need to make my chair lower, don't I? So I fit in at the same height as Rach. Hi everyone. How's it going? I don't know if... See, Twitch tells me I'm live, and my streaming thing says that I'm live on there, but I don't know if I actually am. Let me know if you can see me on there, because I don't know what's going wrong if not. I tried stopping and starting the stream, it hasn't done anything. Hi on YouTube, though. I know YouTube's working. I can see me on YouTube. Hey, Board Game Ramblings. You just did Adventure 4 yesterday. We have not done... Like, the first 3 adventures we did, albeit differently, on our kind of... Our private playthrough, you know, the thing we cracked open as soon as it arrived. We got through 3 adventures that weekend with completely different characters, and we made different choices, and we've gone a fairly different way. Not as different as it could have been. Well, you know, if you saw last session, then you know some things that could have happened that would have made an even bigger difference on the game. But yeah, it's going in a different direction, but we've never done Adventure 4. So I just need to do... It's good that Rach is late because I've been messing about with things. I hope that... well, I hope that you can see me and hear me and all of that is okay. My mic is on button is working, so I hope that's all alright. But yeah, I'm hoping that things are looking nicer. I've been messing around with settings and stuff, hoping things are looking a little bit sharper and clearer than they normally are. I mean, it normally looks quite nice, but I'm always trying to make it look better. You see my, well, the role player like streams have inspired like the, if you saw my weather machine playthrough, it's got all picture-in-picture stuff that I think like makes it a load better to watch. It makes it a lot harder to edit, but it makes it loads easier to watch where I don't have to keep cutting backwards and forwards between the board and the player boards and stuff. It can all be on the same screen. That's inspired by, I'm sure it was Rach's idea, to put like the tests and stuff on screen here. Let's check all of my buttons are working, because I haven't heard the door crash open yet, and Rach won't want to miss any story. But let me check that. So if we're having a test... Oh, nope, there we go. Number 1, that button's wrong. Oh, it takes me to the wrong test screen. This is my test the camera screen. You probably shouldn't call 2 different things test. There we go. So that's the scenario we're doing. We can see the edge of the table in the... Oh, you're taking me to the wrong... Yeah, there's the test. And I just need to cut you off a little bit. Oop. So you can't tell that the edge of the screen isn't on there. Hey, Heroic Logic, Twitch is working. Twitch, for some reason, isn't loading for me. And it looks like... It says I'm online under my name, but I can't see, like, my screen and stuff. Oh, I have not posted the tweet. It helps if you're posting to social media. As well as writing it, it helps to press send on it. Little tip for any would-be social mediaers out there. I hear it's getting popular these days. So, hey, Bo. Hey, anyone else watching as well. Yeah, we're just waiting for Rach. Rach is barreling home from work. You see darkness, Heroic Logic. So you can hear me, but there's no video. That is strange. Unstable. Bitrate too high. I'll tell you what. Rach isn't here yet anyway. I will close the streaming software and open it again. That usually fixes everything. I'll sort that out. Hello? I'm back now? Hopefully. In a few seconds, when the delay is caught up, I should come crashing onto Twitch. Some video should appear. I hope. And on YouTube, hopefully, I've just reappeared. And that fixes all of the things. We can only hope, right? Live? Unstable. Twitch is misbehaving. This is a good time, I guess, for Rach to be late. Yeah, it's kind of... We said this on the stream before. That, yeah, Rach, she's a teacher and stuff. You have to work long hours. It's hard for her to get back sometimes. But we will be role-player adventuring very, very soon. As soon as I can get Twitch fixed as well. Why is the bitrate too high then? Yep. So we should be at about 4,500. I haven't got time for that right now. Phone on mute. Right, I'm going to disappear again, and when I come back, Twitch will be fixed. I promise. Well, I don't promise. I Hello. Hey, we should be back. Nice panda. Am I still a disembodied voice? I can see video. Does that mean we're okay? Can you see me all right? Could you always see me all right on YouTube? I hope so. YouTube doesn't seem to have these issues. Or maybe it's like the streaming of both things. I seem to be able to see myself though. Is it all going smooth here at Logic? Is everything all right? I'm not all juddery and stuff. I think I might have fixed it now. Video's good, great. I think it always has been on YouTube, but hey, the multi-stream stuff. Who knows? Hey, it's very wrong about games. All good? Brilliant. At last, I'll stop messing about with settings. I've been messing around with recording settings, made everything worse, but accidentally changed the number in streaming settings. Who would deal with settings, right? You see board games, great. I think all my things are working, and I think I hear Rach's car pulling up to the house. So we will be starting momentarily. Let me check that I've got all of my setup steps done. Yeah. We've had all of our cards. We've done all the things. I've done the 1 to 4 notices. So you see that we are doing Adventure 4. So you can see on the channel, if you haven't seen any of the others, we've done Adventures 1 to 3 so far, started some brand new characters, we've got the expansion, we've got our backstories and stuff that we're exploring along the way as well. But this is Adventure 4. I won't spoil other things, maybe you just want to dip in and not have the whole story spoiled. But I'll tell you that, like, as I said, we've played the first 3 with different characters, kind of as soon as we excitedly got the game, and some choices we've made the same, but kind of titles we've got, things we've had, things available to us have been quite different. So, yeah, even if you might end up knowing some of the broad strokes of the story, a lot may well be different when it comes to you giving it a go. Oh, I know what I should have been sorting out as well. Where's our Marty? Shall I get us a Marty? Where is he? No, I don't. I'm not calling you. Don't move from your spot. There he is. I'll adjust his. I'll adjust his little box so he's coming up properly. But here we go. Let's try and actually get him on screen. Is that him on screen now? Oh, there he is. There's a Marty. So yes, Adventure 4. We're doing the Eye of Ulos, is what this is called. And while we are waiting, let's see what the broad description is. So the Eye of Ulos, a massive explosion rocks Sabek. Taran's arena has been destroyed. Dragul war prisoners and wild beasts flood into the streets, attacking soldiers and citizens alike. Meanwhile, a cracking rift to another world crackling rift, descends from the sky, threatening the palace and your king. Commander Zalek orders you to follow him, first to the arena and then to the palace. But will you follow his command or attempt to discover the Starlit Door's secret plot? Whatever you choose, you'll have to fight your way through chaotic streets and a palace under siege as strange invaders attack from another plane. I don't know if that's like, if I've just read you the intro. That's the back of it anyway. Hi, Rach.
Hello.
Everyone's waited for you.
Sorry, everybody.
So I think we might have we'll have to just test this on the fly. But Rach has got a microphone by her, so hopefully, like I might have to turn her up. But hopefully you'll be able to hear Rach a bit more clearly. Although I think I will be on both mics. So we'll test it. Rach, do you want to read us the intro? It still does the bright thing. I think I've got to put more manual settings on the camera to stop it doing that flash.
After a long night in Undercity, purging an outbreak of vampirism, you return with Commander Zalek and find the capital in a state of unrest. An explosion shakes Taron's arena and you hear screams spreading through the streets. While your commander fears a Dragool assault, you know a different group is behind this violence. Surely the Starlit Door are carrying out their plot to attack Sebek. Suddenly, a second boom shakes the city. Streaks of purple energy crackle in the sky, opening an interplanar rift to strange heavens and the red moons of another world. Your commander turns to you. No rift can form without an object from another plane, he says. Some foe or fool has opened the king's Dagolium chamber and left its treasures exposed. You watch as the rift expands downward, slowly approaching Sebek Palace. Oh, we have much to do, says Zalek grimly. First off to the arena, and then we seal the rift. He charges off, expecting you to follow him. To your right lies the Temple of Ulos, looking peaceful in the morning light. You remember the temple was circled heavily on the Starlit Door's map back in Undercity. Place your party marker at location A.
Party marker on location A. So here we are, we're at the barracks. I imagine there are some places to be explored here. But Marty's going to be right in the way of the map, isn't he?
How dare he?
Why can I move him that he's not going to... Well, nowhere, really. He's going to be in the way wherever. I think when we zoom in on the map... Oh, look, you can see it all. It'll be all right. Marty, he just has to blink really carefully, and then he turns into his glass form. So, there we go. We've got things that will echo back to us. Oh, one thing I haven't done is our backstories. We have got, I think, 3 backstory flags. Just one for me again, in place F, which isn't here yet. And Rach has got one in B and E. B and E. So when we go to those places, we'll get some extra things and some surprise stuff might happen. So we're in the barracks. See if my angles work properly. So oh, that's that button shouldn't really do that, should it? Let me just change my buttons a quick sec. You should be that button, and you should be that button. Because the story needs to come up on the left, doesn't it? We might have to get rid of Glass Marty a bit. So we're in the barracks. It's zoomed in, isn't it?
I was going to say, it's not quite big enough.
Yeah, I've zoomed in the camera since last time. Just where is that? There it is. Is that a column? More? More?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just make it a little bit smaller. There we go.
Okay, we're at the barracks. Collect the XP from this location. And
yeah, so there is an XP because we haven't been here before. So we get that, and we've earned 1 XP.
Before you leave, you are greeted by Minthrok, the Minotaur gamekeeper, and his partner Shortep, who are arriving to work at the King's Guard Menagerie. They both look up in awe at the rift in the sky. You know, Minthrock says to his mate. I've been reading up on the prophecy since the invasion started. Listen to this. Ye shall know my time is nigh when red moons float through Sabek's sky. You can't get more specific than that. I dunno, Shortep, says Shortep, scratching his head. Could mean anything, really. While the Minotaurs debate ancient verse, you find an old pry iron leaning on the wall of Minthrock's shop and decide it might come in handy. Reveal Discovery Card 89.
Card? I think the camera messing about has worked, though. That looks really clear to me. That looks clearer than it usually does. We found a pry iron.
Shuffle the familiar deck and reveal 3 cards. Put them next to the map to create a market.
Ooh.
While at location A, you may buy cards in this market for their price. If your king's favour is higher, 2 or higher, then the price of each card is decreased by 2. Well, unfortunately,
no.
The king hates
We've been
us,
pretty bad, King's Guard, up to now. We are at -4 favour with the king.
Do we have the title Starlit Hope?
Oh, I think we do, yeah, because we did the thing for them last time. Yeah, we've got Starlit Hope.
Well, we're going straight there. You remember what the Starlit Door told you last night in Undercity, urging you to meet them at the Temple of Ulos at dawn, no later. Zalek will need your support at the arena, though. He could face grave danger if he goes there alone. So we've got to make a choice. I guess where we go first, obviously. But
okay, so we've got some familiars that we can buy here. Unfortunately, we've got no money. But later on, the long-tailed weasel, I think, is perfect for my armour set. Like, my armour set is... What 2 colours is it? Is it purple and black? Yeah, my leather gloves are good for re-rolling purples and blacks. And the long-tailed weasel there, you can play to either get a die of that colour or re-roll the familiar die if you happen to draw it from the bag, where it just got a familiar but of a different colour. So we could come back later maybe and buy those. We could try using the pry iron. I don't know if it would get us anything right now.
it takes a fatigue.
I
Can
think
do.
we could try it. So we need a fatigue each. And we turn to 89 in the book.
Mm-hmm. You show Minthrock the pry iron. He doesn't seem too impressed. You're welcome to keep it. Might help you build some muscle. Each player adds 1 stamina to your constitution.
That's not too bad. Constitution gets an extra 1. Well, that could be worse. Okay then, so from here, so what were the choices? We want to go to the arena to help the Starlit Doorman.
No. The arena helps Commander Zalek. Starlit Door is the temple.
Oh, okay.
We know they're doing something there, but the commander's gone there on his own and could face some troubles.
So last time, the Dragool woman told us some history that the Starlit Door are to blame for the Dragool, like losing their homeland and stuff. And how true that is. So I'm not impressed with the Starlit Door, but also, I don't know, do we redeem ourselves as King's Guards a bit, or do we just go off the deep end of just ignoring it completely? I suppose your special thing is there as well.
Well, we'll go there eventually, but do we want to delay and risk Commander Zalek's life, or go straight there?
What do you want to do, Rach?
I feel a bit bad for Commander Zalek.
Okay then, help him out. So, we are at encounter 1. So, if this works...
Where is it?
There.
Where is it?
There.
Yeah, but where is it actually?
It's
in
there.
the real world?
They don't need it.
Have you got a PDF?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, this took ages. I'm not doing it again. But I've done it for this scenario. So, Oh yeah, I read this bit, don't I? From the corner of your eye, you notice movement in an alleyway. Treading cautiously, you spy a familiar halfling prying open an entrance to the sewers. It is Rose, the blacksmith from Jolev. Her cloak is covered in dust. You notice traces of explosive bluestone powder on her shoes, and you see the starlit door insignia on her ring. It seems Rose had a role to play in the cult's plot against Sabek. Do we sneak up on her while she is distracted? Fight? Approach her to talk, or allow her to escape? What are we going to do, Rach?
No,
So she helps with the starlit door.
You're very anti-starlit door right now. I don't know how I feel about the starlit door.
I don't know that we should start a fight, though. Should we talk? See what she's got to say?
Sure.
So what's that, 44? You call out to Rose to avoid startling her with your approach. You indicate that you mean no harm and only want to speak with her. If your starlit door is 2 or higher, each player adds a stamina to any of their attribute rows from the supply. So we've got a skill check of Speechcraft 2. Okay. So we can go for a test. Oh, Marty's right in the way of the test as well, isn't he?
Let's just put it there. Should I have the picture?
So we've got to do a level 2. Okay then. So we need a lot of purples. I'm pretty good at purple. We can draw how many from the bag? 6. So purples, greens, and then a blue or a white. You're quite good at greens. I could do a couple of purples because we only get 1 shot at these, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
I could get a couple of purples because I've got rerolls and stuff. And then you can add blues, can't you? Or we can make things blue.
Shall I add a green?
Yeah, you should add something.
Do I add 2 green?
Yeah, add 2 green and then we'll leave it at that. And then just take the 2 from the bag and hopefully we can change a die, or I've got dice that I can get out of the bag that might be the colour that we need. I keep going off the edge now. Oh, you want to pick up a DSLR? I have no knowledge whatsoever of DSLRs. Mine are the lazy way, technically, although they're not. I've been messing with manual things, and it's made some things better and some things not as good. My camera overhead is a Sony AX700 camcorder. I'm sure that there's like a DSLR equivalent, and that it would have better settings and stuff. I think that's got like, one of the things about this was, when I started doing this more in the overhead camera, is that it's got a, I don't think it's a 1-inch sensor, but it's got like a proper DSLR sensor in it, so it's much better at autofocusing and stuff for this great big table. But I have realised since then that, well, I've realised today, in fact, that it would be much better if I tried doing it manually, since the camera isn't moving in my hand anymore. Hopefully it looks a little bit better. I think when we zoom in on the map, it's a little bit washed out. I need to change some settings and things. But the camera that's doing the book, oh, that's great. So yeah, mine are just camcorders. Increasingly better camcorders. This is a really old one. This is the first one. Yes, so we've got some dice, Rach. I've changed the angle, haven't I? I need to be on test. So, we've got the purple 2. So we're doing Speechcraft 2, so it's the second row. So we need to... I got it. I think you can still get that Sony model new. I got it off eBay at an auction. So we got to do a lot of adjusting. You're good at adjusting reds though, so it's good that we've drawn reds in a way. So I can change anything. We don't need a 5.
I can turn a red into anything.
I can add a white.
I can turn a red into... I can turn that red 6 into a blue or a white.
Can change a die in the pool to the value of another die in the pool. So I could make one of the greens a 2. can turn a 5 into a 1 or a 3. It's a lot of dice to manipulate, isn't it? So I can make... We haven't rolled a 4. I can re-roll purples. I can adjust a purple. I can turn a die green. I can decrease the purple. I could flip the purple. That wouldn't really help, would it? We rolled pretty badly there. I mean, I could add dice in, but we might end up with the same problem, that they're nowhere near what we want. I could change the 6 to be the colour that we need. I could change the red
as well. I can change the red into anything.
Yeah.
Or a red into anything.
Can you manipulate the red first? Well, you can re-roll red,
if you
can't
turn that 6 into a white, and then I can, I suppose, down in the red and then turning it green is 2 cards.
Yeah. Just adjusting 4 of these dice with the cards that we have is going to be a bit rough. So I could make one of the greens a 2. I could turn one of the red 6s white or blue. And then that's 2 of the dice sorted. But then I'm kind of the purple guy. I'm supposed to make the purples work. And a 6, I'm not really... Yeah, I would need a couple of cards to make that a purple 3, I think. Unless I added a die. Or I re-roll it. I've only got 1 re-roll, though. I've got 2 re-rolls. For one action, I could have 2 re-rolls on purples or blacks. I think, Rach, what about the greens? Because you can re-roll, can't you? Oh no, you just re-roll red and white. You can turn other things green. Doesn't really help. What do you think, Rach?
I don't know, I said and now I've forgotten. I can turn the red into... I could turn the red into this one. The 6.
Yeah.
For example, I can add in me mixed dice. I can turn anything into a 6, but I'm supposed to have got the right colours.
We might have to add dice. I'd say add that green or white, because if we get a 2, 4 or a 6, we're sorted, aren't we? If we don't, I don't know what we do. And then we're going to have to add some dice in or re-roll and hope for some luck, because too many dice need adjusting here. For the plays we've got anyway, we've got 2 card plays each and a bonus between us. So what's that, 4? Sorted. So either of us can make that white or blue 6. That's going to be easy. Getting the green 2, that's going to be difficult. How do we do that? I can turn a 4 into a 2. I could add in another green, but if it's not what we need, we just are stuck. I can make any die a 5. And then make the 5 a 3, but that's still not a 2, is it? I suppose maybe re-rolls. Maybe we would try re-rolling. Oh no, I can do my thing, can't I? I can change a die to make it the value of another die. So I can make the green 2 by changing one of the greens to be the value of the purple. But then how do we get the purple 3? I would have to just re-roll and hope. And have the bonus play. Then you can use your card to... Or do you want to see first? Oh, you've already played one, haven't you? Yeah, you've only got one to play. Because I was going to say, like, you could try re-rolling the reds. But we would need an extra play, wouldn't we? I think that's how we do it. You can use your die to make that red 6 the white or blue or whatever. then I can make one of the greens a 2 with this, and then we're just going to have to hope that I can re-roll the other purple into what we need.
I do that.
So, you've done that. Oh, I haven't played a card, have I? I just had
but
that
you're
up
just
there.
playing 2 now.
Yeah, so that's... So I
Yeah,
can
so you're
turn the
playing
green
2 now.
into a 2. Yeah, so I've got another card that I could play.
No, you've just... Oh.
We've got a bonus play.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew we were using the bonus play.
But we haven't used it yet. So... Yeah, nothing really helps, does it? Unless... Like, because if you re-roll the red with the bonus play, I can't necessarily turn it purple. Oh, I can. I could turn it purple. Just think, how many... You've got 3 re-rolls, haven't you? And you could... Potentially, if we needed you to... you could flip it. I think it would be better for you to have the bonus play because of the extra reroll. If you got 3 rerolls,
yeah,
and you could maybe flip if we needed you to, and then I can use my second normal play to turn it purple. So you're having the bonus play. Hey, Sean. We're on our first test. We've encountered someone in the first encounter, and we're trying to speech them. Oh, that's all right, isn't it? You can do your class power now to spend 2 red, and you can flip that die. And then I can be courageous and turn anything purple. So there we go. At long last, we did it. So we've got that back. We've taken some fatigue. Cards go back into the hands. And so we've agreed. So 448. Of 2 XP. $448. Rose shakes your hand. Today's mission has been a success so far, she tells you. Please make sure you attend to the needs of the palace. There is an object of power hidden there. Rose takes her leave politely and escapes into the sewers. What?
She said she'd see us there, didn't she?
Why did we need speechcraft for that then? So we've got title card, Saboteur's Accomplice. I feel like we helped her.
Yeah, but she thinks we're on his side.
48, she agrees to talk. This just seems a bit strange. So we get that and we can rest. I suppose we maybe we should rest?
I'll just move that.
Okay. Maybe we should rest since...
Yeah.
Spend an XP. Since we've got a lot of things used.
1.
4. So nearly back to full. Oh, but I'll lose my extra constitution. Okay, so that was our encounter on the way to Taran's Arena. And we arrive. We found some... We can buy some familiar, Sean, if we get some money later on. Rach.
Yeah.
We're at location B. So Taran's Arena, there is XP, so we collect it. 3 again. We do not have any keywords yet, so as you race towards the sounds of chaos, the rift above the palace splits open further, revealing the swirling sky of another world. There's no telling what might happen if it grows wider. We must finish our business here and hurry to the palace, says Zalek. King Taran will need our help. At the arena, you are met with a harrowing sight. Today's combatants have escaped through a massive hole and are creating havoc in the streets. A humongous ogre overturns a fruit cart and stomps on its vendor. A gang of goblins throws chunks of rubble at everyone in sight. Zalek draws his sword and charges at the ogre, leaving you to decide what to do. Zalek is a skilled fighter, but it is unlikely that he can take down the ogre alone. If the goblins are left unattended, though, they will certainly harm the residents of Sebek with their rubble. Record the keyword arena. Oh no. So Rach felt sorry for Commander Zalek, but now the people are in danger. What should we do?
Help the people, I guess.
Help the people who are confronting the goblins. You leave the ogre to Zalek and approach the goblin gang. One of them throws chunks of debris while shouting taunts at you. Underneath the rubble you can make out the arm of their fallen friend. It seems the others are working to free him. Do we attack the goblins, talk them into leaving, or help them dig out their friend? What do you reckon, Rach? We used to be a bit friendly with the Dragul, but we don't seem to be anymore.
No, but we're not also friendly with the king's people.
Strength. We're pretty good at strength and charisma. We can talk them into leaving.
Yeah, but why won't we help them?
Why wouldn't we help them? Help them then. It might have to rely on you a bit for strength and constitution. So B8.
I'll do the other one if you want.
No, let's do it. You raise your hands in a sign of peace. Let us help you dig him out, you call. The goblins seem confused at first. When you sheathe your weapons, they see you mean no harm and wave you forward. The fallen goblin is not well. He is badly hurt beneath the rubble and must be freed quickly, if there is any hope that he will live. The stones are heavy and the work is hard, but you exert yourself without pause. If your Dragul is 1 or higher, it is. We each add a stamina to our constitution row, ignoring the usual limit, an endurance 2 skill check. Okay, so I have got some constitution now. Okay then. So endurance 2. So what do we need? 3 green, a red, and a red or a black. So I can pay for a green. I could probably each pay for a green and a red. And the other green, if should I use my power? Like if you, I suppose you've taken a lot of fatigue already. But if you wanted to draw another green out, we could just leave it to chance. I'm just thinking, if you wanted to draw another green, I could use my power and say green. Because my special power is I can pick a colour before we draw the dice out of the bag, and I get to set all of the dice of those colours. We might draw one. We're drawing 2 randomly out of the bag.
I guess.
So I'll say green. So the greens we don't even have to worry about. We should breeze through this check. And we want another one out of the bag. So, well, there we go. We've got a red 4 already, and I can just set all of those greens. I've used my power now until we rest again. And Rach is probably going to be the best at manipulating that red. Either through re-rolls or up and downs. So I can adjust a 4. What do we need? A 2. I can make a 4 a 2.
Do that one.
It's not even a spent card. It's a discard. Turn a 4 into a 2. Done. Easy. 2 XP. We might have to spend some of this XP healing a bit of fatigue.
Well, yeah, I'm nearly dead.
And then the story. You free the goblin while he still draws breath. B15. You successfully dig the goblin out of the rubble. His friends express their gratitude and pick him up together to carry him away, running toward the palace with the ogre by their side. When they're gone, you turn to see Zalek, wounded but still standing and not pleased with what you've done. He races off toward the palace without another word. Amongst the rubble, something shiny catches your eye. You find a shard of reflective glass embedded in a head of cabbage. You remove the shard and decide to take it with you. So discovery card 84. And the keyword shame.
I don't feel any shame for that. We saved somebody.
Oh, there we go. Shard of reflective glass. And the Dragool are a little bit happier with us. So I suppose, and we've just had a test, so the rest token resets. I suppose we should rest. Should we do 2 dice?
Mm-hmm.
So just 4 for me, but I'm not very injured. So your rows refill anyway. But you heal this much fatigue. So we're in Taran's arena, so we've been given a choice to move on. So that means, which is your B, Rach? Gladiator. So that means Rach's backstory kicks in as soon as we've given a choice at this location. You notice movement in the rubble. Digging through the rock, you find a badly wounded Minotaur. You recognise him as Ahmad, the gladiator trainer for Taran's arena. Though he is conscious he has lost a lot of blood, he will not survive. A young Minotaur races to his side. Please, he begs you must help him. My father is a hero to the people of Narlos. The thought of Ahmad being considered a hero is maddening. You remember the trainer torturing combatants for his own amusement. Perhaps the last thing Ahmad should see before he dies is his son hearing the truth of his crimes. It would be fitting vengeance. On the other hand, unlike his father, the young Minotaur has done nothing to you. Perhaps telling him the truth now would be a cruelty. Do you tell him the truth, or let him continue to believe his father is a hero? Rach.
Pure revenge.
You're just being pure revenge.
Tell the truth. Yeah.
Ouch.
Pure revenge.
Gladiator player, move your alignment towards the evil. Calmly but firmly, you state the simple truth of Ahmad's crimes. The young Minotaur stares up at you in disbelief. I don't believe you, he says. Marty having a little stretch. Then he embraces his father and sobs. Ahmad's eyes grow glassy and cold. Though no doubt painful to hear, the boy deserved to know the truth about his father, and it gives you some satisfaction to know that the last thing Ahmad heard before he died was a list of his own crimes. You recite the remaining names in your head. Kerej Duva. Gladiator player, increase your strength attribute score by 1 and add a stamina to your strength row from the supply. And then we continue as normal. Hi, Matt. How's it going? I should remember to say this before, like, 40 minutes in, but if you'd like to help us keep making more playthroughs, patreon.com/slickerdrips is a massive help. If you want to become a patron, or if you just want to give us a tip, ko-fi.com/slickerdrips is there. I think it'll come up on screen. See if it works. But yeah, like and subscribe and all of that stuff is very helpful. But yeah, keep us going and all of that. So we're all updated. We've got stuff. So Rachel's backstory is done. For there anyway. So we could use some stuff. Should we try and use the shard? There's no fatigue involved there. That'll take us to B84. Take that off. Story. Gazing through the shard of reflective glass, the world looks more colourful somehow, more alive. You are struck by an overwhelming feeling that there is more to reality than you yet know. What do you want to do, Rach? Do you want to use the crowbar, the pry iron, or shall we move on?
Use the iron.
Okay. So we need a fatigue each. Because there's a fatigue on the card for pry iron whenever you use it. And we can use them together as well. You find a crate and pry it open. There are a few apples inside. They are crisp and sweet. Each player returns 3 stamina from your fatigue box to the supply. Well, that's all right. You want to try using them together? See what happens?
Yeah.
So we take a fatigue back again. Now we should have done them in the other order, but we didn't know. Smashing the shard of reflective glass with your pry iron would give you many smaller shards, no part of which would be as useful as the whole. Okay, don't do that then, it's saying. We've just rescued a poor goblin that was dying. And the general was really annoyed.
Yeah, commander's not happy.
So now we can go on to the Temple of Ulos from here, or we can continue on to the palace.
Let me see what's happening at the temple.
At the temple. So move along. There's no encounter on the way here. We stop because there's an XP, but also because we want to visit the temple.
There could be an encounter if you go down to the barracks first and then you go that way.
I suppose so. Yeah, we might as well. Because you don't have to stop at these places, and we kind of want to see the encounters. So why not? So this is encounter number 4.
We're Troll's ally, aren't we?
I think we are Troll's ally. Yes, we are Troll's ally.
Oh, well, we're missing our good friends again.
So we move on to 4-5.
Beyond the corner of a rubble-strewn street, you hear a tremendous crash. When you peek around the building, you see a gigantic mass of green skin and flying debris.
So we do not have the title Troll Foe. We go on to 4-8.
Here are Urka and Songak, 2 giant trolls you recognise from Jolev, tearing apart the street around them, doing as much damage as they can. You cry out in surprise and they turn their attention to you. I'm disappointed, guys.
We are not hated by trolls.
The trolls seem delighted to see you and stop their destruction to approach you with open arms. Urka reaches into a large leather sack and pulls out some of the loot they've gathered. She hands you some coin and the trolls linger for a moment. Songak points to Grintaker, the sword they gave you in the shadowy cave near Jolev. She smiles, trusting that you've put their weapon to good use since they last saw you. The trolls bid you farewell and return to their destruction of Sebek. Gain 3 gold.
Oh, that's halfway towards a familiar. If you weren't here then, in A, we can go and buy one of these familiars. So that's it. Because we're friendly with the trolls, we don't have to have a bad encounter with them. We move on to the Temple of Ulos. Get rid of that off the screen. Dun dun dun. Oh, thanks, Sean. I hope it's like frustratingly, like getting all of those encounters and stuff took ages. Took a lot longer than I thought. I was going to do all of these as well, but it took forever because I thought, like, oh, I can have it all on my buttons here and make them all appear. It would be brilliant. But now I've messed with the settings on the camera, I think it's clearer on the camera than in those screenshots.
Collect the XP.
Yep.
We do have the keyword arena.
So we would have gotten some different story if we'd have come here first.
Built long before the strife between Narlos and Dragul, the wide columns and domed ceiling of this temple enclose a massive sanctuary populated with statues of all the many gods of every race in Ulos. An elderly Kaika priestess speaks from the darkness behind you. I'm afraid your starlit door friends have already come and gone, and they took the Eye of Ulos with them. The priestess points to an open Dagolium door in the temple floor. Traces of blue energy linger in the air above. A cold breeze blows through them. With the Eye of Ulos, they can open a rift to Ictel, Plain of Frost. Meanwhile, King Taran has somehow managed to open a rift to Athril over his own palace. May the gods save us. The priestess wanders off, mumbling to herself. Beyond the columns of the temple, you see gigantic bats circling in and out of the rift above Sebek Palace. Alone in the temple, you find a focusing lens at the base of Kint, satyr god of wine. It seems someone was studying this idol closely.
You've got discovery card 76, a focusing lens.
I wonder if we can maybe do something like burn something with the lens or something. You know, like with the sun. Probably not. That's it.
So I guess it's time to use some items. Shall we use the focusing lens?
There's 76. There's a lot here.
I imagine we've missed out on a lot by not coming here first.
With the focusing lens, you carefully inspect the base of the statue of Kint, satyr god of wine. In fact, you find nothing unusual at all in the temple, but then the lens only magnifies what ordinary vision can already perceive. Perhaps some other way of looking around the place would reveal more.
Well, the shard.
On its own.
Yeah.
You hold the shard of reflective glass carefully. In the reflection, each statue seems to move subtly, their eyes and facial expressions adjusting ever so slightly as you turn your attention to them one by one. Kint, the satyr god of wine, looks down on you and smiles. At the base of this statue there is a golden chest, but when you look without the mirror, the chest is not there. Interesting. What if we look through, use both of them?
Yeah, Matt says the lens with the shard. So we could do that.
I was thinking that, Matt. 76.84.
So it's another fatigue each.
With the reflective shard, you are able to direct light through the focusing lens. It creates interesting effects when aimed at the jewels that ornament the statues of the gods. Aiming at the ruby in the chest of Oktok, or god of stone, you send a spray of red beams across the whole temple. Well,
so what does it want us to do?
What if we use the shard and the iron? Because you can only see the chest when you look through.
I suppose
the shard, and then we can pry it open.
Yeah. Try that. Another fatigue.
Looking through the reflective glass, the statues seem alive. Oh. 63. We've done something. You back up to the satyr idol of Kint, god of wine, who smiles at you and points to a golden chest at his feet. You wedge your pry iron into the chest and pop it open. A shower of silvery light pours forth and fills your heart with joy and confidence. Reveal rare card 35. So we snuck up and used the glass.
Rare card is emboldened. Add 2 stamina to one of your attribute rows from the supply, ignoring the usual limit.
You can have that if you want.
Or can I, Rach?
Sure.
Okay. I'm not that excited about that. So, have we done everything that we can here?
I think so.
We haven't used the iron on its own.
Okay.
We are building up a
There
bit
might
of
be
fatigue.
something.
We are building up some fatigue here by using all these items. That's because they have a fatigue cost.
It occurs to you that you could try to pry the gems from a statue. No one in Sebek would care too much if you stole one from one of the Dragul gods. The idol of Elrol Ek-Khazit, Lord of Kobold Fertility, has some particularly nice emeralds, but perhaps the gods themselves would be displeased. Do we take the emeralds or leave an offering for the idol?
What do you reckon? So we can steal the emeralds from these special statues or leave an offering for the gods.
And it's a Lord of Kobolds as well. Although maybe
We haven't really encountered kobolds yet.
we'd get into the king's favour.
What, by robbing from the...
The Dragul,
Dragul.
basically. What do you want to do? You want the emeralds, don't you? I can tell.
I'd be interested in what goes wrong when we take the emeralds.
You want to take the emeralds?
Yeah, let's take them.
You pop the emeralds from the statue of Elrol Ekazat and stow them away. Now you can't shake the feeling that all the statues in the hall are staring at you, judging you sternly. Gain 3 gold and lose a Dragool favour.
Okay, so we're back where we were with the Dragool. Yeah, they are Dragool gods. So we definitely used everything here now. Unless we do that again. Presumably you can't just do that again.
I would say thematically we can't.
So we go to the palace then.
We made our choice.
Encounter number 2. So do we have...
We've got
Karina's Pyre out of all of those
things. I was going to
things.
say there's a spelling mistake there. I was thinking Cornea. Who's Cornea?
We have Karina's Pyre 38. Oh, what's happened there?
Really small.
Why is that so small?
I don't know.
I don't know if I can change that.
I think we'll manage.
I'll just make it twice as big. Some might be too big now. Lady Amelia Duntham, Royal Councilwoman, walks in on the centre of an otherwise quiet street. Her eyes are unfocused, her eyes wild, with wild desperation and anxiety.
No, her eyes wild with desperation.
Yeah, it's just described her eyes.
Yeah, twice.
When she sees you, she approaches. It threw me. My daughter, she asks. Have you seen my daughter? She never came home last night. You know exactly why Lady Amelia's daughter did not come home, and you remember clearly what you did with her body. The secret is bound to come out sooner or later, and you'd rather not imagine what the councilwoman might do when she discovers the truth. It's dangerous for the good lady in these streets, alone and unguarded, but some part of you thinks it might be better if she never made it home. Do you offer to escort Lady Amelia home, constitution and charisma, or let her wander off and meet her fate?
Wow, some mean choices in this game.
I want to use my charisma. Let's escort her home. Oh, I've got to do that though, haven't I?
I wanted to abandon her.
You want to abandon her?
Why not?
Yeah, you're the really bad guy.
We killed off her daughter.
I didn't. I said don't do that. You offer to escort Lady Amelia home. She looks at you like you might be telling a joke. Of course, she doesn't want to go home. You'll have to convince her.
I think Mariana's got it right. We need to decide who we're fighting for. And I'm the Dragool.
So if
you keep hanging on to
our King's Favour isn't 3 or higher, so we don't add stamina to our charisma row. But we've got to do Speechcraft 2.
We just passed this last time.
So we need a test to come up. Test?
I would love to decide who we're fighting for. Tom is just always on the fence. Just fingering all the pies.
I want to use my skills. I'm not going to choose the option that's just walk away from the story.
Matt. Look at me, I'm a barbarian. Come from slavery. That's who I am.
So we've rested, haven't we, since we did? Have we rested? We did, didn't we? Straight after that last check, because you had loads of fatigue.
Yeah, we did, and then we healed.
So I should have my class ability. So I can pay for a couple of purples. You could pay for a green at least. I've got a lot of fatigue now.
I refuse. I don't want to do this check. There's the green.
So draw 3 from the bag then.
You can't draw any more green, can you? You could pay for a white.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I was looking at the wrong thing, but yeah, we do need a white.
Yeah, it's just you can manipulate white, can't you? You can re-roll white. You've got cards to do that.
2 random. Oh. It's how well. Do you want rolling this time?
So 6 straight away. Oh, and the purple 3. So, oh, and the green 2. That's a good roll. So we only need to adjust. I don't think I can make a 5 or 4. I can make a 5, a 3, or a 1. I can adjust. Oh, here we go. Decrease a purple by 2.
I can turn the white into a green.
Oh, there we go. Easy. Rolled fairly well in that, though.
So
2 XP.
2 XP. Get your discards back.
And then she reluctantly agrees to return home. 41. Yeah, how could there be consequences from this? Lady Amelia hears the wisdom of your words and agrees to go home. When you reach her estate, she gives you a few coins for your trouble. This is how we're going to get a couple of familiars, though. Look at that. So we can rest or move on. Should we rest?
I don't know. Yeah, 1.
Yeah, well, we should have rest now because we've just done that. Spend 1 XP to get a die of fatigue back each. So we have spent a fair bit. Oh yeah, and I can turn this off now. Turn you off.
Oh, 1. That was unfortunate.
3. So 3 healed. And then go back up to 5 on there. Wait a minute. No. They should stay there. 3 healed. Use these ones to go back up to 5.
Yeah.
I've still got a fair bit of fatigue. Yeah, we need to make the chaos choices. You can't really see with the camera's cut off so much. You can't really see the Sheriff Marty shirt. SirMeeple.com for new merch. Yeah, the drug rolls are helping us about. I think we've made a profit on that cremation. Yeah, I won that long-tailed weasel. So we are... Oh, we were on our way to the palace gates. I kind of want to run off to the barracks now. We can't. We've got to carry on the way we're going for now. But I want to go back to the barracks and buy a familiar now. We can afford one. So I imagine we're getting this XP. Well, let's see what it says. So collect the XP from the location. Do we have the keyword rubble? No. Do we have the keyword cabbage? No. Continue reading. So this is me. At the palace gatehouse, a group of goblins and a massive ogre do battle with a palace guard. On top of the palace wall and well above the fray, several nobles have gathered to watch the battle as if it were a bit of sport. The arena has come to us today, you hear one of them comment, and the other nobles chuckle. Safely behind the palace gates, they have never known danger, not even during the worst years of the Dragooli invasion. Over their heads, the rift is steadily widening and creeping lower in the sky. Meanwhile, both the palace guard and the Dragool are fighting for their lives below.
Okay, we do have to make a choice now.
Oh no. So we join the palace guard and fight the Dragool, or join the ogre and goblins in their fight against the palace guard? So we've got to kind of split the timeline now.
Well, why would we kill the goblin that we just saved? And what about our good friends that I forgot the names? Our 2 troll friends. Can't go against them.
So we're going to fight the palace guard then?
Yeah. This is the choice. This is it now. No turning back. No turning back, everybody.
To the shock of both the nobles and the palace guard, you leap to the defence of the Dragool and show your steel to the guards. King's favour down again. Not Dragool up. So
Not
combat
yet.
with a cornered palace guard. So we find guard. And we've got... I've just realised Marty's going to be right in the way of. We've got a brand new fight screen, but it is directly... I'm going to have to adjust it because I wasn't making allowances for Marty to be sleeping right in front of where the fight's going to take place. There we go. It'll just have to get in the way of the party sheet a bit. Because it should be just about the right size. Well, I only measured it to put one adjusting card on it.
So cornered. At the start of this skill check or round, each round of combat, add a random dice to the pool. That's an extra dice. But he's a palace guard. To play an armor card, you must move 1 stamina from one of your attribute rows. So if to play an armor card, you have to pay an extra fatigue from somewhere.
Okay. So...
Right, we get 4 combat dice at least now.
Yeah. And I can add one with a card,
And
which we'll have to do.
Perhaps not pay a green or something because I can have a green with my
Yeah. So what do you want to pay for then?
familiar. Red.
Like I could pay for a red.
I can definitely play for a red.
And I could say, I'll adjust reds. I'll use my class ability on red. So hopefully we'll draw an extra one out and I can make that anything as well. 2 from the bag.
2 rando. We make blacks. Probably can do.
Yeah, I can turn certain numbers anything. And I can add any colour. Okay. So, the reds I can make anything.
So, do you want roll? She did a good roll last time.
So, that's not very good. The camera's so washed out now.
Oh, we didn't have an extra die. Extra random die.
So the reds don't matter because I used my psionic abilities. So there's a 1 and there's a 2. And then... Oh, I think I can do something to 5s, can't I? So I can turn a 5 into a 1 or a 3. So I could turn that 5 into a 1. Playing that. Then I can turn anything into a 5. I can't then adjust it though. I can't really. Have we already got a 6? No.
I can turn anything into a 6, so I could turn that green into a 6.
Okay.
So shall I do that now?
Yeah. And do you want to... I could add a black and maybe use the bonus play to manipulate it.
Yeah, and I can do something to black as well, I think.
Yeah. So that's my second...
I think I can flip blacks.
My second thing, I can add a black. So 6 isn't what we need, but... So I can re-roll, I think. Is my... But I'd have to pay fatigue, wouldn't I? To re-roll.
Oh, can I not do
I can change it to...
Oh, no, I can. I can re-roll a black or flip it.
I can bring it down by 2, but then that's it.
Can you put it up?
No.
Oh.
Why? Well, it's already 6.
No, bring it down by 2 and I'll flip it.
Okay, so bring it down by 2, and that's the bonus play.
Which is 4, and then I flip it, which is 3.
Yeah, that's the bonus play. Okay, just in the first round of combat then. Doesn't get a chance to fight back.
So we get 2 XP, 2 gold.
Oh, nice.
Get your discards back.
Double familiar coming up.
You didn't play an armour, did I play an armour?
Nope.
I did.
I didn't know that armour.
I just take something from somewhere.
Yeah. So fight. Fight is 1. Yeah. Bye-bye to the King's Guard. Marty's being very stretchy and grunty. Oh, story. You rout the palace guard and can enter the palace. D17. With the Dragool beside you, you sweep away the palace guard, tossing them into the moat as the nobles above boo and jeer. As you are about to enter the palace together, a wave of dizziness sweeps over you. The rift in the sky above opens wide and races downward, splitting into the palace itself. The nobles scream and run wildly. Strange translucent grey figures walk from this rift in the sky and onto the palace grounds. The goblins and ogre make a quick retreat, leaving the palace and its ever-widening rift behind. This crackling gap between worlds is held open by an object from another plane. There must be an item of great power nearby. Use an item, rest, or move on. Shall we rest first?
Absolutely.
So we haven't got our bonus play or anything. So we just got it back because we just did a test. So I think we should probably... How much XP do you want to use?
2. I've got a lot of damage.
Okay, we'll use 2 XP then. So... Heal 9, that's good.
Oh, 10. Yes.
That's everything. And the bonus play goes back. And then I guess we need to use some... items. We could use the shard since it's free. So that'd be 84. Always use the free thing. It probably won't do anything. You look through the shard of reflective glass at the rift in the sky where the moons of another world hover. Through the glass you see no rift, but the two skies blended. Their moons and yours orbit together in harmony. Shall we... Is there anything to pry?
89.
You poke between the stones of the gatehouse wall and sure enough you find a loose one. Behind the stone you find a note that some former palace guard left. Off to the invasion, it reads. If I survive this war, I swear I'll give this note to Smirnik and tell him I love him. The note is signed Hemga. Use another item, rest, move to another location. Do we need to use the focusing lens? Maybe we don't need to do anything here. That's a fatigue.
What?
I've just spent a fatigue to use the focusing lens.
You should have said maybe we don't. Yeah.
You scour the inside of the gatehouse with your focusing lens, but find nothing more than scratchings from bored members of the palace guard. Each scratching is a truly remarkable instance of poetic verse. I married myself a fine lady, and she was a bonny young lass. But there's one thing I was not prepared for. She passed the most horrible gas. Hemga. Lovely little etchings like this cover the inner gatehouse walls. So there's nothing to find here then, I guess. Maybe some combination there is. But I think I want to come back. Let's come back this way. I want to go back to the barracks and buy a familiar before we move on. So we have an encounter on the way back. Have our last random encounter.
Mm-hmm.
It's number 3.
Yeah.
We do have Crete's Saviour. We were his saviour, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yes, Crete's Saviour.
We did.
Oh yeah, he was one of the posh nobles
to become a vampire.
trying to become a vampire. And we talked him out of it. So 4-6.
In an alleyway, you see a wraith-born noble stumbling about in colourful tights and scarves. When they stabilise themselves against a wall, you recognise Crete, whose countenance has transformed since you saw them last. In fact, they do not seem well at all.
We are saviour.
Uh-oh. You approach Crete and find that they stink of alcohol. Apparently stone drunk, Crete is talking to a pig tied to a post. You notice the animal has a black spot in the shape of a swan. When you draw near, Crete turns their attention to you. After a moment, a look of recognition crosses Crete's face and they roll their eyes in disgust. "Look, pig!" shouts Crete, poking you in the chest. "These ones, these King's Guard. Yuck." The pig looks at you with curiosity. Or is it recognition? This pig keeps coming back.
Continue talking.
Well, do we suggest that Crete goes home to where it's safe? Or tell Crete they're needed at the palace?
We're good at strength and kind of okay at intelligence. I think always go for a check.
Sure. We'll send him home, I suppose.
You tell Crete they need to go home, explaining the streets are unsafe. Crete is entirely unimpressed by your statement and raises their fists against you, challenging you to make them leave. If your Kingsguard is 2 or higher, we add a stamina to our intelligence.
We are clearly making choices that do not go with our Standing.
Not making him go home. The option was make him go home with a test or make him go home without a test.
No, he wasn't going home. The palace isn't home. You'd be sending him to doom. Yeah, test.
So you're good at reds. I can make a blue. I can do a blue and a purple. I can manipulate purple then.
Am I doing a red then?
I don't know, Rach. Oh, Dash, we get 6 dice. Yeah, that's probably... Okay.
He does deserve doom. I agree.
Like, earn XP while you can.
You don't know that it wouldn't have been a check eventually. Or a fight.
So in the Undercity last time, one of the encounters was a group of noble young nobles that thought it fashionable to try and get bitten by a vampire, and we talked. Crete was like the leader of the gang. We talked him into not doing that, but their female friend had already gone and gotten bit, and she's like Lady Amelia's, the girl that we cremated. We killed her because she was a vampire. So what have we got? So we're doing level 2, so we've got the red 6 then. And then the rest we haven't got. So we can't really adjust blues, can we? We can add dice in. I can adjust...
I can turn the blue into a 6 if that's helpful.
I can decrease a purple into the 1 that we need. But then, how do we get the 6? I
can turn the blue into a 6. So that would do that, but how do you get a blue 3?
I can turn...
I can reroll
I can
the
turn the
white.
black into a blue. I can turn a 5 or a 6 into a blue. I can change a die to the same face as something else. Doesn't help, we haven't rolled the 3s or 1s or anything. So that's no good at all. I can decrease the purple, I can add a colour. I can turn a 5 into a 3. Can you turn something blue?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, I can... Yeah, I could do that. I can turn the 5 blue and then make it a 3. But then I was going to adjust the purple as well. So you've played a card to make the blue a 6. Can you get a red and manipulate a red then? No, you've only got 1 die, haven't you? I think we're going to be lucky.
I can only bring in a green or a white.
So I can bring in a red, and maybe you can flip it, because that wouldn't be a card, at least. So I can use Grin Taker to bring in a red die. What do we need? 3. It's a shame, because we've got no 3s to copy either. So now, have you played a card?
No, I've played nothing yet, because I was saying what I could do. I thought we were just going through the options. Because I can re-roll the red and the whites. I could flip the white to a 3, but that's not really useful.
No, you'd still have to turn
I can flip the
red.
blue to a 3. I can flip the blue to a 3 as my power.
Oh yeah, and that save us doing a card. Okay. I think I was going to do something to that one, wasn't I? So that frees me up to do something else. So my other one, I can reduce the purple.
Yeah.
But then what do we do about the 3 in the set. You can re-roll.
I haven't played any cards yet.
So you can re-roll the red, can't you? You've got a couple of re-rolls of the red. You've got 3 re-rolls of the red.
I can play the extra player. We played it yet.
Yeah. Well, you haven't used any cards yet, have you?
No, but I can use it. I can up that to a 2.
Yeah.
Up it to a 3.
Yeah.
Oh no, where's the 6 gone? Oh, turn it. Oh, the blue's gone.
I can...
Take that back. Can't do that. Because we haven't got blue now for the...
I can make a blue. Is that all we need and then it's done?
No, well, we need to turn that red into a 3 as well. So I guess I'll just re-roll and hope that the best.
No. No. Come on, Rach. But you can adjust that now, can't you? That's your second card play.
Yeah, but then we can't get a 6 blue.
Well, I've only played 1 card, haven't I? Yeah, we can. We've done it. Because I can... Where is it? I can turn the black blue, and then I can copy the red 6. And then I've used the bonus... You haven't used the bonus play, have you?
No.
You've just done 2. So I've used the bonus play. And we've managed it. So 2 XP. Rest is back. And Crete is soundly convinced. Knocking the drunken noble off balance is no real challenge for you, and Crete falls with a good-humoured laugh. Very well, they say, I will wander back home again. There's another bottle hiding in the basement somewhere, I suppose. When Crete is gone, you are alone with the pig, who looks up at you with warm, friendly eyes. Somehow you get the sense that she doesn't belong here, tied to this post, and yet it might be dangerous to release her, given the current state of Sebek. Untie the pig and let her go, or pat her on the head and leave her where she is.
True Alchemist says purple to 1 was a card.
Oh yeah, we hadn't done that yet, have we?
So we failed then.
So what was it?
We needed a blue 6 and we had a red. We had things that were 4s.
Yeah, I'm at the number. Crete scoffs at your clumsy attempts to knock them off balance. I would think that the King's Guard would have trained you better than that, they say. Then Crete wanders off into the chaotic Sebek streets. With Crete gone, you are alone with the pig, who looks at you. Same choice. So, yeah, let the pig go, right? We want the pig to be in other adventures. Rach wants to kill the pig.
No, I don't. I
Well,
like the pig.
So, 27. You untie the pig and she looks at you with gratitude and runs off into the streets. There is something odd, almost human about the look in her eyes. Pig thief! Someone yells at you from a window above. You flee, hoping the pig makes her way out of these chaotic streets and finds a happier home somewhere. Rest or move on. I guess we should rest.
Mm-hmm.
Probably only need 1 die. But just so we get back the bonus play and the cards. One. It's a what? I could have said it was anything. So leave those there and then get from the supply to do that. Okay, so I've still got a bit of fatigue there. So, oh yeah, we were travelling back. That's all the random encounters. We were travelling back to the barracks, and I think we're allowed to buy a familiar.
Yeah, the text is just that Minthrock and Shortep are hard at work feeding and cleaning their beasts, and then we get the same option.
So how much gold have we got here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11 we've got. So we can buy one. So I think... What's in the way there of the story? So we can buy one of these familiars. I feel like the long-tailed weasel is the exact thing for my armor. And you've got a familiar. We might be able to earn... If we get one more gold, we can come back here and get another one. 5, 6... Yeah, spent 6. So, like, the familiar now, if you didn't see last episode, the familiar adds a familiar die, what is it, black and purple, to the bag. So this might be drawn out. It's not happened yet, I don't think. Or you can play the card to add the die to, like, your current pool. So, that's it, isn't it, Frey?
Mm-hmm.
I think we've used items, haven't we, for everything we've been to so far. I suppose we didn't have the shard and stuff. Should we try using that here?
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll do anything. Yeah, everyone loves the pig. I think it could be an expansion's worth of stuff. What?
Looking around Minthrock's shop through the reflective shard, everything takes on a special glow. Minthrock and Shortep appear connected to their beasts by silvery threads that emanate from their hearts.
What do we reckon the lens will do anything?
Sure.
It's a fatigue.
No.
No. Okay, then, so we move on to the Palace Gardens is the only place we haven't been. But I'd imagine there's going to be more here. We'll see. I think we're going to get the XP. Onto the palace. Yeah, we get the XP.
The palace gardens, ordinarily a place of beauty and tranquility, now serve as the eye of an otherworldly storm. The rift crackles overhead as it tears downward into the king's quarters to the east. Screams and calls of alarm come from that direction. By contrast, the great hall to your south remains silent and undisturbed by the rift. No visitors from beyond the rift walk the garden with you, but it seems something passed through recently. The remains of several plants still hiss and steam, reduced to corroded grey glop in trails that lead toward the king's chambers. On a pedestal in the centre of the gardens rests a magnificent, mirrored chest. Through a round spy hole in its front side, reflected many times over in the mirrored interior of the box, the royal gardener, Mindle, an elderly elf woman, whistles while she tends to the garden. Reveal discovery cards 9 and 33 and put 1 XP on each.
What was that? 9 and 33. 9 and 33. So we've got the Great Hall there and Taran's Chambers. And my place is in Taran's Chambers, my backstory bit.
If your king's favour is too or high, and Mindle will trust you with a secret.
Uh-oh.
Soz Mindle. So now we do my backstory.
So separated.
Mm-hmm.
A nearby gnome gardener's assistant drops his barrow, its load spilling across the grass as he looks at you with shock. His mouth is moving but making no words. Mute and barely bright enough to haul dirt, but he takes orders well, explains Mindle, the royal gardener. Sadly, it's the best that House Greenwalk brings us these days. The gnome cleans up his mess but keeps one eye on you, terrified. He seems to recognise the key-shaped scars on your arm. Scars that come from wounds inflicted on your sister. He knows something, and there's no way you're leaving the gardens without finding out what it is. Ask Mindle for her assistance, or hurt the gnome assistant until he gives you answers.
I can't hear a gnome. I don't agree with that.
So you're asking Mindle.
Ask Mindle.
Move your alignment marker toward the lawful. Mindle sighs as she surveys the ravaged gardens. Perhaps figuring out what he's trying to say will calm him enough so he can get to work on this mess, she says. Flexing her fingers, she begins to weave them through the air, the gnome nodding and grunting in return. Finger speak, she explains. Seems he learned it from the healer at House Greenwort, who didn't take it well when your sister attacked their prince at a festival. She was sent off to Cullback Prison. Separated player, add 2 stamina to your charisma row from the supply, ignoring the usual limit. If your king's favour is 2 or higher, nope. So we could try using some items. So see if we can pry something. Yeah, Rach is evil character. It's been nice to pigs and gnomes.
A little mute. No, no. I can't get into character there.
You try the pry iron on the mirrored chest, but it will neither break nor open no matter what you do. It must be enchanted.
Poor little gnome.
What about the old combo? Lens and shard.
Faithful. With a reflective shard, you're able to send light into the focusing lens and direct its beam through the mirrored chest spy hole. Ooh.
Here we go.
Something's happening. Within the chest, the beam bounces among the mirrored faces, passing through the wand and its many reflections. An incredible glow emanates from the keyhole, and the lid suddenly pops open, revealing a glass wand to the light of day. It is lovely to look at. A small plaque inside the box reads, Wand of Truth. Return 1 stamina from your fatigue box to the supply, everybody. Discovery card 67. Wand of Truth. Immediately move to another location.
Okay. So you've had your backstory anyway. Let's go to Taryn's chambers then. Oh no, we can't. Where is the line?
Just.
Have we not found the line yet, do you think?
Can you just beep it onto the...
Where are we? We're like here.
Monkey's in the way, so I can't...
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure where the line really is there. I think the line is coming from the palace gardens to the Great Hall.
It's on the path, though.
Is it?
Hang on. That's not clear, is it? I think we have to go to the Great Hall, if I'm honest.
Yeah, let's go there then. Great Hall.
If only that was true, Matt.
We're being moved on, Matt.
But
Look
we have to
look
leave.
at Marcy's twitchy dream.
He's breathing fast.
He's dreaming. His eyes.
Oh. Thinking about the Wand of Truth. What? Great Hall. Do we have the keyword lever?
Nope.
That's it then.
It is eerily quiet in King Taran's Great Hall. In contrast with the chaos of colliding worlds outside, this hall is silent as a tomb. The heads of many Dragool generals and warriors are on display. These are King Taran's many trophies, collected at each victory for Narlos during the long and bloody war. Between the realms of a bugbear and a dragon, a recessed alcove has been roughly boarded up, and the words "Do not remove by order of Taran" have been sloppily painted in red. A Dagolium seal decorated with ancient symbols graces the centre of the hall's floor. Do we have the titles Troll's Ally or Hated by Trolls? Yes, we are Troll's Ally. So we move straight on. Above the door at the other end of the hall hangs an empty plaque engraved with the words Troll of Jolev. Do we have the keyword Grey Folk? No. So G7. The silence of the hall is broken by a tremendous boom and the screams of palace servants running through the gardens. Someone help, comes the cry of a chambermaid. The king is in danger. Yeah, the line goes to the chambers, but I just don't know where.
It goes down the side of the wall, doesn't it? To the corner of the card. It's not clear.
Yeah, we probably can.
Well, we've done this.
I would imagine we probably can. Oh, so that's it.
The king is in danger.
Shall we use?
Let's try all the stuff first.
Use a pry iron.
We don't care about the king. 89.
Let's get these items used. Let's use the Wand of Truth on that servant. You set the pry iron against the wooden planks covering the alcove and pull them away. In the space behind them, you discover an ancient Dagolium lever. Pulling the handle, You hear a grinding sound like turning metal gears beneath your feet. Record the keyword. Reveal discovery 11 and place an XP on it.
We found
Sorry,
a room.
Kingy. We found your secret bookcase.
Holy moly.
So put the familiars off to one side for now.
See you later, King Taron. You
So
don't like us anyway. You won't try any more items?
yeah, I think you've just got to like assume that there's paths inside that we're coming through.
We
I
probably
guess.
could have gone there, but never mind. We found a secret room. Did you want to do anything else?
Oh,
The Great Hall, by the way.
Choose the wand of truth. Should we have a rest token? No, I don't think we should. Should we? We haven't done the test for ages. You weave the wand of truth around the great hall, and the many heads of a hydra begin to swarm. The plaque under these trophies reads, Mortish Suttongue, who led 1,000 kobold soldiers over Broken Tooth Pass, slain by King Taran. As you watch, the king's name vanishes, and a new name, Bistham of Orkholm, appears in its place.
So he's lied about who he's killed. Liar.
I think we need to move on just because we're building up. We could use the shard just on its own, and maybe the shard would give us a clue as to something. 84. You look through the shard at the head of a Gorgon. She was blinded in this world by Kingsguard soldiers. In the reflection, she wears a blindfold. The snakes on her head writhe in your mirror, and her face contorts in a silent scream. I guess we can use them together. I don't know. Do you want to use them together? What's it? Or do you want to move on?
Just move on.
I'm just worried about the fatigue.
Just move on.
So, into the Chamber of Illusions. H.
Bye, Kingy King. Have we got the keyword vanished?
Nope.
Okay, get the XP. You descend a spiral staircase beneath the seal in the Great Hall and find yourself in a long chamber with fully mirrored walls, floor and ceiling. At the far end of this chamber, a Degolium chest rests on a pedestal. No matter which direction you look, you see an infinite repetition of your own doubles. They too tread uneasily through the hall towards the Degolium chest. Suddenly, you find your way blocked by knights in sparkling armour who seem to appear from nowhere. Push, pull, strike or struggle, you find you cannot make contact with these knights, but they force you back to the stairs. Once your feet are off the mirrored floor, they march back to some unseen alcove in the depths of the hall. As the knights return to their posts, you notice that they make no reflection in the mirrors that surround you.
Should we use the shard? Use the free thing first. See if it gives us a clue to something.
84. The sparkling knights cast no reflection in your shard, but you see yourself reflected back at you through the chamber's many mirrors.
Choose the wand.
Use
I don't know
wand
if I have
of
to use it with something.
You wave the wand of truth around in the air and the knights vanish completely, clearing your way to the treasure at the end of the mirrored hall. Return a stamina. Continue on.
It was the wand.
You open the Degolium box, but the earth does not shake. No energy crackles over your head. There is a circular shape in the dust at the bottom of the box where a jar once sat. Near this circle sits a lovely, but not otherworldly brooch. Though this bit of jewellery is not from another plane, it still casts an attractive spell. You pin it to your clothes and immediately feel newly alive and pretty, as if the brooch were lending you its charm. Reveal rare card 42.
Vibrant. Add a die of your class colour to the dice pool.
Record the keyword vanished. So somebody's pinched the actual.
We could try
artifact.
the focusing lens, I guess. Have we already used that?
No.
No, we used the shard, didn't we?
Looking through your focusing lens, you see a distorted image of the knights. They are no less menacing or impassible. Oh no, hang on. You can't. No, take that back.
Oh, we can't use items.
No, sorry.
Okay. So I guess Taran's chambers is the.
I suppose we better go and save the king.
Marty's covering it up, but let's pretend the castle was a little bit bendier. That's where we're going. Oh, there you go. Lovely big Marty stretch.
You can't do that
remember
yet.
that.
Can't do that yet. The rift that split both sky and palace divides King Taron's private chambers in two. On one side, members of the palace guard surround their halfling king, who stands on his bed with a pack on his back and no crown on his head, as if prepared for a journey. He holds a jar of grey matter in one hand and a Degolium tuning fork in the other. Across the room, translucent grey figures walk across a purple stone archway from another world into the king's chambers, while gigantic brown bats circle the air behind him. The grey figures touch everything within their reach, dissolving objects as if pouring acid from their fingertips. As each object melts away, visions flicker through the bodies of these strange invaders. One of them dissolves a lamp, and its body is briefly filled with a vision of Taron, frantically writing letters by the lamp's light. Another creature dissolves a pillow, and its chest lights up with a vision of Queen Amalia, Taron's late wife, lying awake at night. The figures approach the palace guard and reach out towards them. Record the keyword grey folk. You can see the little picture. This is the scene. Although he is wearing the crown on his head. But there are the... So do we stand back and wait to see what happens, or join the palace guard in defence of your king?
Stand back and wait.
I was going to say, you can see what we think about the king. And I don't like him.
We're okay at dexterity and charisma.
Stand back and wait. You stand by and do nothing as these creatures from another world attack your fellow soldiers and your king. As you watch, the translucent grey figures dissolve the palace guard one by one. Though the guards fight valiantly, every last soldier is reduced to steaming slime and bones. The strange invaders' bodies are lit up with visions from the guards' lives, scenes of their families, their pastimes, and their memories of the Dragul invasion. Now the grey creatures move towards the king, who has crept past them towards the rift. To your surprise, King Taron leaps through the now closing gap between realities. He sprints across the archway of purple stones, deep into the strange world beyond. "Farewell!" he calls to you, "and don't worry, I'll find my way home." The rift seals upward, as if someone was sewing it closed from floor to ceiling, trapping King Taron on the other side. The grey figures left behind begin to melt and fall apart. Okay, we've got a skill check, but we also have a little modifier. So corrosive, quickness 3. That seems like that's going to be hard.
Armor, weapon, and scroll cards are placed in the spent space when played.
Quickness 3.
3.
So we get 8 dice, but we need to use 7.
So I can pay for a purple.
Have we rest?
I could pay for a couple of purples.
Did we rest? We probably did, didn't we? Because we've...
Yeah, we did rest.
So what are you having, sorry?
2 purples.
Oh. Just gonna have to flip my card over, that was all. There's no red, annoyingly. I mean, I can do a green. I can do a black.
Do a purple. You've got all that extra charisma in purple as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'd do a black. I'm going to use psionic for purple.
Shall I get a green just because I can?
Yeah. Yeah, you could do. Oh.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah, we're building up a lot of fatigue.
14.
But it's not yeah, something bad might happen if we fail this. Hi, Joel.
Thanks, guys.
She usually does it in a Scottish accent, but she won't do it on stream.
I can't do a Scottish accent. One more. Ah!
So,
blue.
The purples you can just set, because I used psionic. and said purple. Okay. So changing things to these colours. Oh, black one. Done. So we've already got a 6. It's probably going to be helpful having the weasel, right?
What, I think adding another dice? Yeah, because we need a black, don't we?
Because changing things to black, I can make anything a 5. I can change a 5 or 6 to anything.
So roll that then if you want to. Are we doing it?
So,
we don't know yet.
First of all, let's turn blue. We can't really do much with, can we? Let's turn a blue black. And then there's the 6 done. That's one of my cards played. We should be able to do this, shouldn't we? Big stretches.
Can I turn anything in? I can turn a red into anything. I can do something to a black. I can turn something green, but I can't add a black. I can turn anything to a 6.
I can try re-rolling black, but we haven't got a black now, have we?
Well,
I
how are
can
you
make
putting this in?
I can make something match. We haven't rolled a 3 or a 4 though, have we? I can turn. I don't think I can turn a 6 anything, unfortunately. I think I can turn anything into a 5. That doesn't really help. I can add a white. I can adjust purple, doesn't help. I can flip white. Doesn't really help. I can turn anything green or purple.
I can turn something green.
I can make something the same value as something else, which unfortunately we've not rolled anything right, and I can add a die of anything. So shall we? Let's add the weasel, but that is my 2 plays. Could maybe do the bonus play. It's just because if this is a 3 or 4, we're sorted, aren't we? There we go. So now we've just got to worry about the 4. And you... Have I got something that turns things into it? No, if there is a 4, I can make it other things. Yeah, can't really help you with that. So I could still play something.
Have you played any weapon and armor and scroll?
No, and they're both lost cards anyway.
Okay. All I can think of is re-roll the white and hope I get a 4.
Yeah. I can turn anything green.
Add that in. Sorry, not on camera.
I would try re-rolling it. Oh, because you could use your re-rolls on that.
Yeah, and
then.
it could be right because it's green.
Have you got anything else that could manipulate it if your re-rolls don't work and you didn't play the wolf? Because if not, go for that. You haven't really got anything that manipulates green, have you?
Yeah, but if I re-roll whites. I may as well play the wolf and bring in a white and then re-roll.
Yeah.
I can re-roll it as a white and it'll still count for green on there.
Yeah. Right, there's nothing more we can do other than that.
I know, but if I re-roll those whites anyway and I don't get a 4, I can't do anything there anyway.
I know.
So either
I'm
way.
saying do it, but I'm saying that's all we can do. I haven't got anything else that can manipulate a green or a white.
6.
I can flip a white. So if you rolled a 3, I could still...
Right, so these are obviously going to be spent. Let's roll this one. Right, it's a 3. Can we do anything to that?
I can flip it.
Well, that would be a 4. Let's do that.
So just skills need to be spent.
No. Armor, weapon, scroll.
Okay, so flip that, and then we don't have to risk re-rolling
So we've
it.
done it. For 2 XP, please. And that is that.
So we've got our rest back. And so, in the story,
Just put that somewhere. Near the start of F, aren't we? I didn't put a bookmark in. There we are. You avoid the grey invaders as they decompose. You evade the grasp of the grey invaders until the rift seals itself upward out of the room. Separated from their plane, the creatures suddenly collapse into puddles on the floor, splashing their corrosive material everywhere. Covered in steaming grey matter, you grit your teeth and suffer through the unbearable agony. Find steadfast in the trait deck and add it to one player's hand. I think that might be downstairs.
Yeah, that's downstairs.
If that card isn't available, a real one, I'll get it in a minute. Decrease the party's bonus play limit by 1. Oh, man.
Yikes. So it just got a bit cheaper to raise the bonus play limit.
The king's chambers are whole again, but you can still hear the rift slowly crackling skyward above the ceiling. In the hallway, a terrified chambermaid looks in and sees you standing, weapons drawn, over the bones of the palace guard. Her eyes grow wide and she runs away without a word. Your quest is complete. From now on, when a choice gives you the opportunity to move, you may instead turn to the end. Right, let me just go and get that card and then we'll do your thing. BRB.
Does this button work? There it is.
What trick did I need?
I was being frightened.
Right.
No, just bring the deck. I don't remember what we need. See, Marty's, of course, desperate to follow now. Steadfast. You've got stereo Marty. Blurry when he's all bigger, isn't he? That's supposed to be a 4K camera, by the way. I know that. If you're still watching, so very wrong about games. I would not recommend a Logitech Brio. Not that you're considering that because it's a webcam, but I've not had a great experience with it. So steadfast. Who gets this?
Any of us we choose.
As well as or other thing.
Is this even traits? These are abilities.
Oh no, trait is
we had them all along. We had them all along.
Trait is a shop card, isn't it?
We had them all along. Might already.
And steadfast is like the first one. You probably want that. Make things red or white.
Right. So your thing now.
Lost in time.
This is not your first visit to the chambers. 30 years ago, before Taron took the throne, this room belonged to a dark elf named Jael, one of Queen Amalia's most trusted advisors. You met Jael at a festival in Sebek, and the two of you quickly fell in love. Removing a loose stone behind King Taron's bed, you uncover a silver locket and a bundle of letters you sent to Jael over the years. You also discover a diary. In it, the Queen's advisor describes scandals and their many trysts with trysts, I thought it was, with prominent men and women of the court. The diary implicates nearly every noble family in the kingdom, including a few incidents of high treason. Leaving the diary out in plain sight would ensure that the palace inquisitors will discover it and seek justice against those disloyal to the crown. On the other hand, you could take it with you. The volume contains information that would help you blackmail some of the kingdom's most powerful officials.
Leave it to be discovered.
Okay.
Oh.
Move your alignment marker to the left. You're too good. You place the diary on King Taron's bed. No doubt it will soon be discovered and the treachery of various nobles revealed. The love letters and the locket, on the other hand, you took into your bag for safekeeping. They are private and not meant for prying eyes, but even more than that, they remind you of simpler and happier times.
If you weren't here for episode 1, I was like frozen in time as a statue for many, many years.
Also two personalities, which is the other story.
Jael's locket. Return all familiar and object cards from your spent space to your hand.
Nice.
So we can use. We haven't used anything here, have we yet? I guess we should just try using items. I don't really want to rest because
we've got 5 tries of an item then, because I've got
go for it then.
14.
We could use the pry iron, see if there's anything to pry.
What number's that?
89.
89. You set your pry iron to King Taran's writing desk and manage to dismantle it easily. You find a few gold inside.
So the shard is free.
With the shard of reflective glass, you are able to see the bodies of the fallen palace guard in a new light. Their spirits rise intact from the pool of their remains. You hope they find a peace in the next life that they could not find in this one.
I guess the combo, the lens and the shard. That's another fatigue though.
You direct light through the lens with your reflective shard and focus the beam on the grey goop on the king's floor. When you pull the focus tight enough, the goop sizzles and steams. The smell is most unpleasant, but makes you feel more intellectual somehow.
What?
Increase your intelligence. So we're happy that we've been everywhere we want to go as well.
Unless you want to go back to the barracks and get another familiar. We can afford, or we could maybe buy a card that comes up in the
Do you
shop
want to
now.
go anywhere with a wand of truth, or I don't really know.
Or we could try and use the wand here. I don't know if it'll do anything.
You wave the wand of truth over the melted remains of the grey folk. Within their remains you now see movement, as if the life force of the creatures persisted, even though they can no longer hold their form.
Let's go back to the barracks and use the wand of truth. That's the only place.
Have I got enough fatigue?
Well, it might kill you, Rach. Yeah, you've got 17 out of 19. 18 now. We've got to make everyone tell the truth.
You wave the wand of truth over Minthrock, and he suddenly looks perplexed. You know what? He says. I never wanted to be a gamekeeper. This was all my father's idea. He seems very upset.
So the end? Is it the end?
Mm-hmm. If you want it to be.
I think we've explored everything.
Before you know what is happening, you are surrounded by palace guards, all of whom point their spears at you and insist that you lay down your arms. You comply and see the chambermaid from the palace standing with their captain. Behind them you see the rift still slowly creeping upward as it seals itself back into the sky. That's the killer, she says, pointing at you. She explains that she saw you, weapons drawn, standing over the remains of the palace guards who died in King Taron's private chambers. You protest in an attempt to explain the true circumstances of Taron's disappearance, but your pleas fall on deaf ears. The king is indeed gone, and now you are to blame. A guard shackles you and escorts you to a prison wagon. Once you are locked in, the cart begins its slow journey to Cullback Prison. We don't have the keyword defined. We wanted somebody into Cullback Prison, didn't we? Oh no, I think that's my backstory. Oh yeah, look,
Yeah.
5. So, did we get Zalek's witness or saved by the rift? No.
I think we got Saboteur's Accomplice is the only thing we got, I think.
Oh, is that... There's clearly a lot that we didn't get to do in this because there's a lot of things on here. You look down at the still smouldering rubble of Taron's arena and wonder where Rose is now. When you met her in Jolev, you did not suspect that she would lend her hand to an act of destruction like this, but you trust it was all for a good cause. You take some comfort in Rose's freedom, as the jailer leaves Sabek behind.
And that's it.
Conclusion.
Oh.
On the bumpy road beyond Sabek, your driver is stopped by a messenger who hands her a note. After reading it over, she passes it to you. It's from High Council, she says. They've had your trial already and you've been sentenced to death. You'll be held in Kulbak prison for 2 nights. Then you'll be hanged. On your arrival at Kulbak, a dozen construct guards march you into a multi-floor cell block packed with Dragul prisoners. Gnolls, kobolds and insectoids lean over railings to watch as the guards take your belongings and put you in a Nitya grey uniform. You receive insults and threats from the tiers above. Kulbak prison is not a friendly place to a member of the King's Guard. Through a barred window you see a fresh rope thrown over the gallows. You'll need to find a way out of Kulbak to avoid that grim fate.
Okay. So, glad we weren't on the King's side now.
Although we haven't got a lot of Dragul favour anymore either.
No. So we've got 12 XP. 8, 10, 12, yeah. So I think we've got to spend... So it's 1 plus 5. What is it?
Plus 2. Push your player count.
Is it?
It would be plus 0 because the current limit's 0. It's 5 plus your current limit plus your player count.
No, current play limit plus current bonus play limit plus 5 XP. So it's 7 XP to raise
that's what I
that.
was saying.
So I suppose we've got to...
Yeah.
We can't
Not
do
have
this.
a bonus play.
4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got the bonus play back to 1. And then for 5, combat dice limit, upgrading that again is 9, so no way. Our mastery level would be 4 of those 5, or we can up our health 5 times, or we can save it.
Let's save it for now.
You want to save it?
Sure. Why not?
Okay, so we'll go into the next game with 5 XP, and then for money spending, here's what's available in the market. So, no, neither of us are Dragonkin. So these are all going to be out of our price range, I think.
Flip 2
A few of 'em.
purples.
We've got 2
That's cheap for you.
7.
That's 3 money for you.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've got pretty good charisma. I've got 5 charisma, so that's 8 minus
I'll
your
pour down a
charisma.
black.
That's
Bring
quite
in
nice.
a random die set of 5.
Yeah, because that's too much, so we can't... That's not an option anyway. We haven't got 8, and neither of us is a Dragonkin, so we don't get the discount. I think the charm is pretty good for just 3, isn't it? For just 3 because of my discount. That's pretty nice. Got so many
Did you
cards
get a
now.
Mythic Armor last time?
No, we thought about it, but didn't do it. So that could have been the second part of it. So we've got 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we can afford that and be able to have 1 reroll on a blue or green, or save 4 gold.
Save it.
Save it.
We always come across a shop and then never have enough money.
So, yeah, we'll record the new positions of everything. And, yeah, prison doesn't sound great. There's meant to be many adventures left, but it seems like the next one's going to be our last one. Because we are going to be... It's going to just be a day and then we're hanged. So it might be a short stream when we do the next chapter. But, yeah, thanks for joining us for this. And our descent into... Well, being against the king. But he's a fraud and stuff. And he just jumped through a portal and he's happy about it. What's going on there? I'm sure we'll find out in the future, though. Because, yeah, we haven't played any of this stuff. This was all new to us. And it seems we've missed out loads and loads and loads of it. There's bits of every adventure we've missed out on. But I don't think we've ever had one where we had so few titles at the end of it. There's loads of stuff that you could have done. like good or bad, that would have resulted in different things. We'll be back. Well, you can see on the post on Monday when we'll be back. It'll be at some point. Maybe it'll be next Friday. Maybe not. But I am keen on hanging about and seeing what happens to our guys. We'll see what happens to Salka. Rogash. Pretty crazy. Pretty murderous.
But I won't harm a gnome.
No, you won't harm a gnome.
A mute gnome. I won't harm a mute gnome.
No. And we've got to see the return of the black swan spotted pig as well.
Yeah, it's got to be somewhere. That's been in every scenario since number 2.
Yeah. But that's all for the future. For now, you can see Weather Machine on the channel. It's a great playthrough. That's just gone up. Patreon, you'll be able to see some new Valeria playthroughs very, very soon. Probably tonight I'll make a post for those. But we'll be back next week for some kind of streams, some kind of recorded playthrough things. There'll be a lot of learning things now. I've recorded some of these things that were holding me up. Like Weather Machine took ages. It took ages. It's good, I think, but it took ages. So yeah, now I can get to learning some of the things that did really well in the vote, like Concordia Solitaria. The solo version of that did really, really well. And I want to see how it plays co-op. Concordia co-op, what? But yeah, that's all for next week, learning that. There won't be a playthrough of that next week, I don't think. Maybe on Patreon. We'll see how time goes. Things always end up taking a lot longer than I think they will. But thanks very much for joining us. Like the video, subscribe, and all of those YouTubey things if you would like to. And just give us a follow on Twitch. If you found us on Twitch, well done for finding us. And if you'd like to help me keep making playthroughs, give me more time to be able to do all of this stuff at patreon.com/slickerdrips if you'd like to become a patron. Or if you'd just like to give us a little tip, then Ko-fi is linked somewhere in the description and stuff, I think. Thanks a lot for watching though, and we'll see you for the next game. See you next week, everyone.
Sure.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
What?
I thought you'd have a little message.
No, there is no
Oh,
message.
Rach.
No
You're supposed
message.
to have some wise final
I will
thoughts.
get my revenge on
You're
the final 2 revenges.
You're supposed to have some... We need to come up with... You need to have some sage final thoughts to finish us off, to play us out. You need some Jerry Springer's final thoughts.
I'll be Jerry Springer.
Yeah, we'll come up with some of your... You're always coming up with wise
Okay, here we go.
sayings, Rach.
Here's the last thing. Here's my advice.
Got no idea.
Why we don't
This is just like...
know. Oh, we says we still are.
Well, I hope you enjoyed Rach's final thoughts there.
Where I was thinking I
Because-
was not getting final thoughts because somebody pressed end
Because
stream, but then it broke.
The credits don't work. I think we just ended. Thanks a lot, everyone. All right, Rach, come up with some new final thoughts then.
No, I said my advice, and then I didn't say my advice.
It was so
I
much
didn't.
full of effing and jeffing. It was terrible. Thanks a lot, everyone. See you later. Bye.